Hey guys, this is SCV Spacebub. Once again, I've got for you the Game 2 of Best of 3 series for the Tysan Star League tournament. And it is Grunblatt versus Hephasitas. This map was chosen by the loser of Game 1. So this map was chosen by Grunblatt, and we are playing on Xanaga Caverns, which is one of the most popular maps, to be honest. It is a 1v1 map, pretty standard, only 2 spawn locations. And on the bottom we've got our green Terran Grunblatt and Hephasitas, who's pink once again, and he is spawned. I was going to say he chose to spawn, but you can't really choose spawns. So he did spawn on the top side here. And I'm interested, I'm really excited, because the first game was won by Hephasitas by a Bailing Bust. He took the first game pretty easily, and I was really surprised because Grun is a really solid Terran player. And I would have thought that he would be prepared for something like that, but he wasn't. We actually see Hephasitas forgetting to make his overload in time here, and that would put him a bit behind. So that's a bit of a blunder here. His macro dropped, I think this overload was a bit too late. He did do the Vespine Geyser trick. And Grunblatt side is just standing open and no proxy barracks or anything like that. He did choose this map, I'm not sure why though. Probably because it does favor Terrans, I suppose. Because you do have these high ledges where you can put your tanks. You can also just try to make elevated drops with tanks on the low ground. Also, not a lot of expansions. Hephasitas does love his banelings, but he also likes his macro games. And there is not a lot of expos in this map. So comparing to something like Tal'Darim Alta, which has a massive loads of expansions, this is really small map. So I guess kind of favors Grun, but don't count Hephasitas off just yet. He's a brilliant player, as he proved in Game 1, where he totally outplayed our Terran player here. So I cheer for Grun because I'm a Terran player and I just love the guy. He's awesome. And Hephasitas, he's a solid, but I hope he loses this one just to make it more exciting and get into Game 3. It is best of 3 series. We actually seen Hephasitas did open up with the early hatch. So same as last time, hatchery before his spawning pool. And I think we actually see very different actually to last time, because in Game 1, Grunblatt did open up with the early Reaper, scoring 2 kills with him, and here he's just going straight for the factory. He's not even clearing up this gas. I was going to say maybe he's going for Banshees, and with clear this gas, he did begin taking it out, but then he just changed his mind. And so he doesn't actually clear off the second gas. There's going to be no Banshees as such coming out anytime soon then, purely because he's not having the second gas to get this cloak. Unless he's going to do it without the cloak, then I guess he could just about pull it off. One star port Banshees. But we do have this hatchery, has been completed. There is speed on the way, 6 Zerglings, 2 already out. So that was 3 eggs worth of Zerglings. We should see them coming out from all expos, and yes, this is he might actually get away from these Speedlings. He does have the Wharf. He's actually going for a command center at 25, and he does actually grab his second gas at the end. So we do have the Tech Lab coming in on the factory. There is no stim pack. There is nothing on the barracks. So we are not going to see Marines used as much, I suppose, because there is no stim pack. Or combat shields for that instance. Actually, this Marine actually also gets saved. So I'm intrigued, because normally when you see players do this kind of build, they're gonna get the barracks, they're gonna get the early stim, because it now takes 170 seconds. It has been put to take a lot more time. Although on the other side, if you look at his gas, I think the reason he didn't get stim back early is because he wanted to get early siege instead, which perhaps is a good choice, because as we know, Hephasitas did do a Bailing Bust last time, and the reason that Grun was not able to hold it off was because he didn't have tanks behind his line, behind his wall, to actually do any type of damage whatsoever. So we just see the Paco Marines walking around clearing off the towers. We actually see one Zergling does actually have a kill. And so far, we're actually going to see a macro. We must see a spore crawler. So Hephasitas is actually anticipating some banshee plays, actually making it a queen. Ooh, that could be bad news unless he uses her for the creep spread, which I really like here. We actually see really nice overloads here to gain vision. However, he doesn't really have a lot in the middle. We do see another pack of banelings. The baneling bed nest has not been made, and these are no banelings, they are spades, of course. So we actually see a bunker. We do see these banelings, zerglings like running right into these tanks. They're not siege. He needs to siege them. If Hephasitas pushed it, he could have probably sniped a tank or two. But he doesn't actually do well. We do see that the second orbital command center is landed natural, but that is a lot later than Hephasitas first, which is actually fully saturated. If I go to income tab, it's 29 to 31 with the Zerg having a ginormous advantage because this base was oversaturated. But as we know, Terrans do have mules. We actually see attack weapons 1 coming in, and Hellions! I don't know if was that a misclick or a proper Hellion that he was actually meant to build. I am not sure. But I guess I will find out soon. We might see, whatever we'll see the blue flame or not. We actually see combat sheets coming in instead of stim pack, which is kind of interesting. If we see the food count, 54 to 61 for Hephasitas. So we actually see a Baneling nest again. Like I said, Hephasitas loves Banelings, and here comes the Baneling nest. So once again, we might see Grun actually being in trouble, and all these tanks are not sieged. That's a very bad position by Grun here. He got caught out completely out of position, outmassed, losing all 3 tanks in process. And back in the base, he's got 2 bunkers and 1 Hellion without blue flame. If I go to units tab, 31 Zerglings on the field for Hephasitas. So we see he was showing up like crazy. He might have been taking this third here. He's certainly in front right now. He does have the millions for a hatchery. And actually we see commercial is nearly done. We see 1-1 coming in for Grun. So maybe he's not damaged, but these links do have 1 attack. Or 1 attack nearly complete. We see the Baneling speed. He'll be able to roll in and just massacre those mass marines because he's not making marauders. And this is, oh my god, he made a supply depot bunker wall, and that's just asking for banelings. This is just such a weak wall, and this is just literally asking for banelings. He doesn't even have his tanks to siege behind the middle line, and we'll see how that's going to affect the game. It is currently, he's actually building he's getting a stim now. He does have the stab and is currently far behind, I dare say. If I go to income tab, he might be in front economically. If I go to units tab, 2 siege tanks, 9 marines to 56 zerglings. Wanna be banelings. They will be banelings, and I really like this creep spread by Hephasitas. He does use the screen pretty efficiently, although she does have additional energy here. And we also see the third. Is he gonna go for early best speeding guys? No, he's not. He's just gonna go for some long range mining from this base, I suppose. I actually see a Spire, so we will see the standard Speedling, Baneling, Muta composition. I actually see another push coming in from Grun. There is no stim pack, and there's just 1 sneaky little Zergling dust counter stack. We actually see Grun trying to take the gold as well, since, well, he doesn't know that Hephasitas has it. But I think he just guesses that. We see 5 Zerglings, 5 Banelings morphing already. And we also see the Zerg melee attacks too. So they will be 1 more Banelings, and we just see a push coming right from the side. And it is blocked by the engineering bay. I really like this because he will be able to spot this massive ball of Zerglings and react accordingly. So we should see this army siege up and probably take the. He can take this pretty easily. He comes to siege. He might even get a shot. No, he doesn't get a shot in. But the splash damage actually destroys his own engineering bay. And fortunately for him, the 10 infantry armor which was researching at this location was actually complete. So Hephasitas here is still sticking with his Zerglin Banelings. He does have a Spire, but no Mutas on the way just yet. He does have a lot of gas saved up though. So once these overloads are made, he is supply blocked. So once all these overloads are made, he could just throw down 10 Mutalisks. And that is very bad news for our Terran play, since he has no Vikings or Thors. This Tapo doesn't even have a reactor on it. We see actually 2 reactors dropping in now on the remaining barracks. He is flowing minerals, which is not a good news. And he does have some spare gas, which is he did throw down upgrades. He's trying to go for less upgraded troops than a huge mass. And if I go to there was a drop coming in somewhere. Here comes the drop, and does our zipline see? Yes, he does see the drop. And here comes the Stim Marines. They could just do damage like snipe a queen or two. And he's actually got Hephasitas to be supply blocked. He is trying to concentrate down on the Spire, but here comes the Zerglin Baneling Ball. He needs to load them up ASAP, but even then he's not going to be able to save them because the Mutas have arrived. And the Spire does not die. It isn't red, well, orangey red, and the medivac does get picked off as well. I'm not sure if that was really worth it. He lost a full medivac over 1 queen. But he does not have Mutas in the field, so we could potentially see an armory getting dropped and some Thors. For now, we just see turrets getting in the field. We actually do have an armory for the tank upgrades anyway, so he could throw down a Thor or two. And here the Thor is queued up. We do have these tanks sieged, actually covering the engineering bay this time. And our Zerg player does have this. This base queued up, but he's using all the lobby for a lot of Banelings. Zerglings probably modded them into Banelings since he has so much gas. And I think he's going to be trying to win this with this one massive push. We do have an infestation put on the way as well. And all the times that these siege, oh no! And he's going to be running right into the army. Oh, that is not good. He needs to siege up ASAP. He got the siege, but it's a bit too slow. At least the Marines are hidden from the Banelings as such, but this is just not good enough. He's gonna get totally steamrolled. This time he just walked through him completely, and that's just really bad news for our Terran player. He is making 8 more Marines, 2 Thors. So I guess he's down but not out. And this expo will actually get taken out before getting to the gold by these Mutalisks, or if he decides to land by the Speedlings. So he needs to reinforce ASAP. He has a lot of Marines back in the base. So that could be the winning fact. Well, the winning means he can hold off a bit longer. But if he doesn't do something about the expansions, he's just going to lose economically so badly. If I go to income tab, 61 to 47 for Grunblatt, surprisingly. But we can see half of them are not really minded because he is so oversaturated. He does have a 2k mineral income because of mules. There are 1 to 3 mules. I just don't think that's good enough, because the Zerg player has total map control. If he wanted to, he could potentially even expand to the gold. He has 2,000 minerals, 1k gas. No upgrades coming in because he doesn't need the hive, and he is getting hive. He did make the infestation, but there is no pathogen gland upgrade. So we will not be seeing infested anytime soon. However, we might see Muta play. We do see Muta, so Hephasitas is sticking with this build. He does have a Flare Attacks 1, Flare Attacks 2 coming in. I think it's Armor 1 for Ground as well. So upgrade-wise, kinda even, I guess. Grunblatt is a bit in front because he does have 1 on his Marines and 1 on the Thor. Oh, actually, it's only 1-0 on the Thors. 2-0 gonna be coming in soon. So he's going to be able to just plow away with those Mutas, probably 2-3 shooting because they are in a nice little bow. If Hephasitas miss micros, that's the end of his Mutas. However, we do see there's so many Banelings that is not to actually kill them. Tanks was not sieged once again. So we do have Grun with big micro problems. He's a brilliant macro player. We can see he's a brilliant macro player. But I think his macro kind of lets him down because once again he lost his entire army. He needs to just I don't know what he can really do about it. His second command that gets taken the exactly same spot as the old one. The hive is nearly complete. We do have a tank, a pack of marines, but he's not really actually able to do much. He doesn't have enough production buildings. He only has 5 racks working, 2 factories. The starboard is not working. And comparing to the Zerg 1, 2, 3, 4 base with the queens, I think that our Zerg player is strongly in front right now. We do have some desperation movements by the Terran trying to grab an expansion. He needs to expand the ASAP. He needs to see the stack at least. And I think this, even now, he gets caught out of position. So Hephasitas are able to get this round easily. The Thor goes down, the Marines go down, and I think we will see our player actually moving in here. Our Zerg player is moving, and will he actually GG out of his? He's actually going to try to repair, mass repair in his bunkers. Although I don't think they're going to be really massively used. There is nothing there. All the Balins did die though, so even though he's going to take heavy economic damage, he might just have a lot because there's a lot of turrets. And the Thor, so the Zerg just got raped, but here comes the reinforcing links. 36 more on the way, and here comes the reinforcements. They coming in from all hatcheries, and the swarm is taking the carbons. So Xelena carbons taken over by the Zerg. Grunblatt GG's out of this game, and I think it's a shame. I mean, I'm a Terran player, and I love Terrans, and I was hoping to see Grun win. However, Hephasitas did manage to get a straightforward 2-0 win, outplaying the Terran every single time. So I think that it just wasn't Grunblatt's day, I suppose. But the score goes forward, and it is a 2-0 win for Hef. And, well played. Well played by both players, I guess. A bit Miss Micro is what killed Grunblatt in this game. Stay tuned in. I will be casting other Tysan Star League games. I got a few of my own. I got Saw vs. Me, which was a pretty solid game. I actually managed to win some of the games. It is a best of 3, so we never know which ones that I win, which ones that I lose. Yeah, thanks guys. This was SCV Spacebub.